So we're in Prague right now, and cities like this really get the creative juices flowing. So I thought it was the perfect time for a photography battle. The battle's going to take place in 3 different sections. We've got portraits, architecture, and nature. Now, I'm using the Fuji X-H2 with an 18-55 lens. Liv has the Fuji X-T3 with a 15-45. And to decide who goes first, we're going to do what we do to settle all debates. A classic game of rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You're going first.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I kind of wanted to go first.
Okay.
So I'm going to do nature first, which is probably the one I'm most looking forward to. And we're in the Waldstein Garden, which we came to yesterday, and it actually did look beautiful. So I'm very excited to photograph it. So the 15 minutes starts now. No, it's shit. We move on. Are you joking? Oh my god. Oh yeah. I like that one. I got it. Fine. Oh yeah. Oh no. Nice. It's the same people. I got it, but it wasn't very good. Oh my god, I didn't even see the building on top. Hello. Oh, oh yeah, cool. I'm scared that I run. 2 minutes, gotta go. Nice.
30 seconds.
No, there's so many people coming. I'm just going to start randomly taking them now. It's fine. I'm happy with what I've done.
That's time.
That's fine. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Alright, for mine, I'm starting off with architecture, and I've come to the old town because I wanted more variety. I wanted to get some of the symmetry, some of the old clock towers, some of the churches, and I think it's definitely going to be a much better area than they've had. So the 15 minutes starts now. Right, the astronomical clock is up there, but there's a massive crowd at it, so I'm going to try and sneak my way in and get a shot. Fuck me, there's people everywhere. Right, next one. That. Shit, this might not have been the best place because there are just so many people about. Did I take a wrong turn and leave pretty Prague and enter like this was not as pretty as I thought it would be. So busy. These fucking wires going across is ruining it. No one here will they go. How much time have I got?
A minute.
A minute?
Yeah.
How long?
15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
the old town definitely was not the better place to go. I think Liv's taking this round. Shit.
Okay, so now I'm on architecture and we're at Prague Castle, which I thought was probably a safe bet for architecture, and I'm very happy with it. So let the 15 minutes start. Minute left, last angle. I got it. Okay, I got it. I'm good.
Right. I don't think anyone's ever going to get a better spot than the Waldstein Gardens, so Liv's taking the dub on this one. I've come to one of the only other sort of open green spots in Prague, and I think I'm going to need to get creative with this one. But the 15-minute timer starts now. That's the most artistic thing in here. Move please, sir. Move please. Keep going. No thank you. Bad timing. How long's left?
You've got about 7 minutes.
Flowers. The hay fever's not going to like this. How long have you got?
About a minute and a half. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right. Oh, I really need to pull this back in the portrait side because these last two, they've really come down to location and I have picked wrong. Fuck.
So the last one I'm on is portraits, and it's probably the one I'm least looking forward to. I don't know how I'm going to deal with moving targets. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, the 15 minutes starts now. That's all it's feel very good. I wish it was pretty around here so I can make out like a full picture of something else. Zoom the bitch. Oh, it really is. I'm just fucking pressing the button at this point. Not great. She'll still take me. He saw me, but it doesn't look like I was taking a picture of the alley either. This is stressful. But how long have I got left?
1 minute now.
Well, there's
30 seconds.
ended badly. Do I press the button in time?
Think so.
Okay. Not great, but I won the other two anyway, so it's
Yeah, that's time.
okay.
Right, Now it's my turn for portraits, and I need to clutch up on this one because there's no way I've won either of the other two challenges. Let's go. 15 minutes, starting now. It's a challenge of speed. Inconspicuous you can move. You missed a shot while you were in. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you for Where to? Where to? Restaurant and bar area. People look cool there. Eat your noodles, sir. Yes, you can see me. Yes, I'm taking photos of you. Yes, this is a really cool restaurant. Thank you. Oh, chef. Hello. Hello, chef. Where'd you go? Not good. Ooh, I need to pick the right straight here. I'm gonna take this one. They will walk. They will walk where I want them to. No, they won't. I still don't know if they use zebra crossings properly. Nope, they do not. Just gonna tap on the window ladder. No, last light, last light. It's like the subject just dies so quickly. Like, perfect for like a split second, and then it's just gone. No, can you come back, please? You were doing real well. I really like you doing your job. It was real cool. No.
5 minutes, by the way.
Oh no. Yes, eat that sandwich. 5 minutes is not long enough. I would call that one sriracha.
Just under 2 minutes.
It's not long enough.
30 seconds.
No, 33. Oh, no.
10 seconds. Time.
No. Oh, I don't know if it's going to be good enough. I don't know if I've been able to clutch up enough to actually beat you. Alright, so we're back in the van now, and it's time to figure out once and for all who really won this challenge. Now, we've each chosen 3 photos from each category, and we're going to go through them and show you, and then it's your job to decide in the comments who wins. You ready?
I'm ready.
So I'm going to start with my architecture photos. So this is the first one that I've got, and I went for this one because I really liked how the lights sort of framed the photo. They sort of became the centerpiece of it instead of it being the building. They sort of framed the buildings. We've got the restaurants to the side and the back, and I just thought it was sort of it was an interesting view of the side streets. And then I went for this one. This one was actually really interesting. The street sort of curved round and the buildings curved with it, but they sort of, from this photo, the actual faces of the building look like they're curving, when I think from stood on the street, I'm pretty sure the buildings were straight, but just the perspective of the photo just makes it look like they're curving. And then I really love the sort of mute colors in them. There's a lot of pastel going on, but then we've got like the sort of more neon green undertones down at the bottom. And then this one, this is definitely my favourite from the architecture section. I saw the clock tower in the background, and you can just see the head of it, and you can just see the top crescent of the clock peeking over the building heads, and it just was a really cool view of this really iconic clock tower. And the contrasting colors just looked really good. So those are my three for architecture, and I actually really struggled with architecture because the old town was just so busy that I found myself having to shoot quite high up. I wasn't really able to like get full buildings because there was just so many people getting in the way. I definitely think, as we'll see, your area for architecture was much better. You had a lot more to play with.
Yeah.
But if you want to take us through.
So the first one is obviously of the castle itself. I think this is the main entrance bit. I like this angle, and I think I took a similar photo the first time I went to Brussels in Belgium, and that was by accident. And then I looked back on my photos and just thought it looked really cool. So, and this way you avoid the people at the bottom, and I think you can kind of get a bit better of an idea of how tall it is as well. And I just think that looks really cool. So I think that one might be my favourite of the architecture ones I took. And then the next one is a close-up of the design that was on the gates at the rear of the castle. I just think it was quite amazing how they put so much effort into even like the smallest part of the whole castle. Like they had all these little statues all over the gates, and they were tiny. I feel like if you weren't paying attention, you would actually just like not even see them. So I quite liked that when you zoom into it, it looks a lot bigger than it actually was, and then you can just make it the main character really.
It does look like a statue.
Yeah, and I just think it's quite a sweet little statue that someone's made. I think it's quite cute, so I liked that one. And then the last one, the sun was just in the right place.
That's stunning.
And I wanted to get the angle right, so you could see the whole sun. But that was quite hard to take because the camera kept saying it was too bright. So I kept having to tap it a load of times, but it did come through eventually, and I think that just looks really cool.
Yeah, you've got the bokeh going on down here, and
I think
it's really bringing out the colours.
And the sun was sunny.
The sun was sunny.
So yeah, I thought that was cool.
No, I think out of yours, that's my favourite one of them. I love the way that you can actually see like the sunbeams just glaring through everything, and it's sort of, you almost can't really tell what's going on there, but you can sort of, if you look closely enough, you can see that those are the big stained glass windows. And I think that one's just really, really good. That looks like a screensaver to me.
Thank you.
I think, yeah, the next ones that we're gonna do are the nature ones, and Liv, you're up first on the nature ones.
Nature was my favourite one. I knew it was gonna be, because I think that's what I tend to like taking photos of anyway. But I just knew the area I wanted to do based on where we'd been the day before. So we went to I actually don't remember what they're called now.
I don't think I remember what they're called either.
Anyway, they were really nice gardens anyway. So the first one, it was just a perfect opportunity of a little alleyway in the gardens with nobody there, and that was very rare. So I saw that opportunity, and I did. You had to.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of looks like a maze, which I think is cool. And then the tree is kind of just poetically there at the end, covering the whole thing. And I just think it looks very peaceful and idyllic. And the green, to me, and just how lush it looks. Like, I think on a lot of the travelling we've done has been quite bare or snowy. So I think it's nice to finally get some green again.
Yeah.
So I really like that one. The next one is my favourite. Or is it? Oh yeah, I don't know actually. The next two are quite similar. Again with the green all the way around the edge of the photo. I don't think there's anybody in that one, is there?
No.
I think that I don't know if that's a person, but either
No,
way,
I
they're
think
very
that's the edge of
hidden.
that bush.
Yeah. So again, like it in all of these photos, it looks like the gardens were empty, but they were so busy.
They were rammed.
So yeah, again, it was very lucky to get a shot of this. I think this is the one I ran for, actually. I think I was stood over the other side and then I ran to this side, because I just knew it would look pretty, and it does. I think I like the framing with all the bush, and then obviously the fountain is virtually central.
Yeah.
So I think
I love how the
one's...
water is green.
Yeah, exactly. So again, with the green, I'm just a fan of nature. I think it's just beautiful, isn't it? And then the last one, I think the last one's my favourite.
That is the one.
There is a person stood in the very back.
Yeah.
But they're not
tell.
front and centre. And
Yeah.
compared to all the other ones I took of the area in which people were stood like right next to the fountain, so this was the best we were going to get. But I still think this one's my favourite because obviously you've got the building peeking around in the back as well. And you see more of the blue sky. Like in the other ones, I think it's more white, I think, with the settings on the camera. But you can see a bit of the blue sky on that one. But that one I think is my favourite. And I took probably 30. That might be dramatic. But anyway, a lot of photos of that one, trying to get a good shot of it. So, and I think I did a pretty good. That was as good as we were going to get.
I think that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the colours in it.
Yeah.
Like you can see how nice of a day it was just from that photo. Like you've got all of this, all of these highlights over here, but then you've got this massive shadow created by the intense sun to the side.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, without that building in the background, it's a nice photo. But that building just being so perfectly in the background, it's a perfect photo. It's a great colour.
So, yeah, that was my favourite.
Yeah, I love that one. I had an absolute mare with nature.
Yeah.
I let you go first.
I was very glad.
And you got this area, and we'd said beforehand that we couldn't do the same area as each other. So I found pretty much the only open green space in the rest of Prague.
Yeah.
And I actually just had to go for flowers. But this is the first one. And I really like how everything down here and up here is just out of focus, and it just brings these three central flowers into play. And I find the colours just really vibrant in them. It was that time of year where all of the flowers and all of the trees were really popping. Yeah. But other than that, there's not much else to say about that photo. It's just it's a picture of flowers. The next one is where I really did try and go macro with it. And I've just taken this. I can't actually tell if it's one flower or if it's three.
That's one. I think these are two.
But then this
and then
one,
that one I think is the third. Yeah.
But the way it's sitting just kind of makes it look like it's one big flower. And then I love just the branch that it's sitting on, and it just feels perfectly framed. And then obviously everything else is just out of focus. And it just really pulls that right to the center and really forward. Again, there's not much to say about my nature photos. They are just pictures of flowers. But let's move on to my final one of nature.
I think this is my favourite.
I think this is my favourite too. And this is a style that I'm starting to really like, where you have much closer up detail in the front, in the foreground, just at the bottom, that's completely out of focus. And then you've got just behind that, you've got the focus. And this just, I don't know what any of these types of flowers are, but these were beautiful. And I think just the way that they really popped in the park that we were in really drew my attention to them. They were actually the first photos that I took of the flowers. I think this actually might have been like one of the first 5 photos that I took. But it really does pop right in the center. And again, there's not much else to say about it, but I do like this photo.
It is lovely. Yeah, I do like that one.
Right, we're going on to the section that I was most excited about and you were least excited about.
Yeah.
Portraiture and street photography is definitely my specialty. I have no shame like running down the street after someone to get a good angle for a good photo.
Much shame.
Or like I did for most of this, just pressing my camera up against the window of a restaurant and taking photos of the chef.
Whereas I feel really awkward.
But I'm going to start with this first one. This is all about aesthetic for me. This girl just looked cool. Like, the style was just brilliant. But the background is not there. If these two people weren't here and these signs weren't here, maybe it could look better. But this, for me, this photo was just all about her style. And that's really all there is to it. I thought the way she was just stood on her phone, still using earphones with wires,
retro.
just the whole aesthetic of her outfit is very vintage. And it just worked in this sort of dull background. I thought her dull style, not dull in terms of personality, but dull colors, very mute colors, really worked in the background. It's just a shame about this van and these people and these couple of signs. Then we go on to a photo that I love, but I have a real issue with.
What?
So this was back in the area that you had just been taking photos of, but you completely missed this person just prepping vegetables. And I think the way this light's coming down from the top, the way the fridge kind of looks a bit like a commercial in the background, looks amazing. But could this man not have anticipated that people were going to take his photo and move the fucking kitchen roll out of the way? Because if that wasn't there, this scene is perfect to me.
Yeah.
But it's not perfect because of the kitchen roll.
Unfortunately, I don't think he was expecting someone to.
Well, do you know what? Next time, through that tiny little window, he should expect that if he looks this good and this kitchen looks that good, people are going to want to take some photos. I don't know what this roof is. This ceiling was kind of blowing my mind. Like, it's sort of, the walls just kind of stop and morph into the ceiling with these like exposed light fixtures. And then we've got a chair like sitting on top of it. Everything about this kitchen kind of blew my mind, and it took me back to Japan. It took me back to walking through the streets of Japan, taking photos of do you remember the little like tiny restaurants that you would walk past that only fit like 4 people? This photo gave me those vibes. But the kitchen roll for me kind of ruins it.
Wow.
And then my final portrait photo might be one of my favorite that I've ever taken. I love this photo, and I remember at the time thinking I hadn't got a good shot because there was a bit of stuff going on in the window. The window wasn't the cleanest, and he was moving a lot. But somehow I managed to get this perfect framing of him between these two lights. And he's so well illuminated. We've got these 2 sauce bottles that are just like perfectly placed. We've got the specials board above him, and then this absolute mountain of plates. I want to let this photo speak for itself because I absolutely love it.
It is good.
Even the way the smears on the windows have actually become part of this scene
Mm-hmm.
where they're just kind of there, they're just kind of reflecting with the light. But this to me is great.
Yeah. For a completely candid,
Yeah,
spontaneous photo through a window, that is kind of
yeah.
incredible.
It also, it reminds me a lot of The Bear, the TV
I've
show.
not seen it.
It really, the color palette of it really gives me
Mm.
The Bear, and I think the number 31 is just tattooed on the back of his forehead, and I don't know, or the back of his head. I don't know why, but like, he just looks really cool with
Mhm.
it. But like I said, I want to let this photo speak for itself,
is
because that's one of the best photos I've ever taken, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
It is very good.
Your
So
turn.
portraits annoyed me and made me feel very awkward, and I did not enjoy it. But I think this one's my favorite one that I got. I think because this one was like, I wasn't even looking for anybody at this point. I think we'd just literally been to the shop, bought a drink, sat down on a bench, and then I was like, Marcus, move. I think we both spotted him at the same time,
Yeah,
but I was taking photos first, and I was like, yeah, dibs
yeah,
on this one.
yeah.
And I think he was literally just like, he was just writing. I don't know whether it was a journal or poem or whatever, but I'm a big fan of like literature anyway, so I think I had a special appreciation for someone just sitting there writing whatever he was writing in the notebook.
I thought he was sketching, to be fair.
Oh,
I
was
thought
he?
but he could,
I
he
don't
must,
know what
he
he was
must have been
doing.
writing, if
I don't
that
know.
drew you to him.
But yeah, I just thought he looked cool. And I managed, and this one was as well, I could take it quite sneakily, which made me feel much more
Yeah.
comfortable than the other ones we had to take.
Yeah, he's got such a unique style as
Yeah,
well.
I enjoyed it a lot. And then the next one, we'd literally gone into a shop just to try and take a photo of somebody. But he kept looking, and I was like, I really don't want to take this. But then I kind of had to, because the clock was ticking.
Yeah.
And I got an alright one. I'm okay with it. It's not the best.
I love the chaos of it.
Yeah. I'm glad he wasn't looking at me, because I'd have felt
Yeah.
very awkward. But I think that kind of actually, that's a good demonstration of how chaotic all of those shops in the area was. Like every shop, because there was quite a lot of just random corner shops, and they were
Yeah.
all kind of weird and chaotic. But I suppose that's the city, isn't it? So, and then the last one, oh, actually, I forgot about this one. I actually do really like this one. We were waiting for a cyclist, I think, and then this couple walked past us, and they were really cute. And again, I could take it quite sneakily.
Yeah.
So that made me feel more comfortable anyway. But I just think the lights above them are quite nice. I like this blue ceiling up here as well. That looks kind of gives me horror film vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could see it in a Saw movie.
Yeah, but then like you get a bit more warm and wholesome as you come
Yeah.
down, and they're like holding hands.
They're kind of making a heart as
Yeah,
well.
and they're very central to the archway. So
I think we've definitely given the audience a lot
yes.
to think about. So the way we're going to do this is, what we want in the comments is a winner for each category, an overall winner, and then a best photo. If you can tell us, just tell us numerically or describe it, but we want winner for each category, overall winner, and best photo. So that's your job, and I can't wait to read the comments, and I'm sure the winner is going to do a lot of gloating.
Yes.
But until then, I'll see you next week.